Place the felt sheet on the foam mat. Tear a proper amount of dark brown wool. Along the pattern outline of the felt sheet, poke the water rat's mouth to the sticky painting. Make the wool a little thicker. To contrast with the background, the edges need to be poked neatly. Be careful not to poke your fingers. Tear a little dark brown wool and poke the ears. Add wool to the areas with less wool. Continue to poke. Take an appropriate amount of camel wool and tear it. With the same thickness as the mouth, poke the body part of the capybara. According to the pattern, leave the void of copper coins and ingots. Poke more shredded wool on the hands to make prominent arms. Take a small amount of dark brown wool and roll it into a thin strip. Refer to the reference picture. Poke out the slender eyes of the capybara. Use the same method to poke out the mouth. Take a small amount of dark green wool and tear it. Poke the tilted and raised sides of the mahjong. The thickness of the mahjong is slightly thicker than the otter. A small amount of light green shredded wool. Poke the top edge of the mahjong. Tear a small amount of white wool. Rub the front of the mahjong. Use a little light green wool strip to poke first. Determine the starting character shape. After confirming, roll a small amount of light green wool into a thin strip. Poke and poke out the protrusions. Use a small amount of dark green wool to poke the background, trees, background wool, and poke it. It should not show the white below. Take a little dark brown shredded wool to poke the branches and trunks. Rub a little yellow wool into several thin strips. Use the reference picture to poke the stripes on the tree. Take some yellow wool and tear it into pieces, and poke them into the upper and lower parts of ingot. The big ingot is slightly thicker than the capybara. When you think the shape is not full enough, add shredded wool and continue poking. Four other ingots are made in the same way. The small ingot is slightly thinner than Mahjong. little yellow wool. According to the size of the bottom copper coin. To make a thick circle as the copper coin, pinch the wool ball with your hand and poke the side. Adjust the shape of the copper coin. Be careful not to poke your fingers. Cut the square gap in the middle with scissors. Poke the gap to make it flat. Poke the copper coin to fix it on the felt sheet. Take a little camel wool and poke it at the bottom of the coin's hole. Roll a little yellow wool into a thin strip. Poke the thin strip into the hole of the coin and the outer edge. Take an appropriate amount of brown wool and poke a thicker mouth than Mahjong pieces. The thickness of the mouth needs to be controlled. Too prominent will get stuck with subsequent accessories. Use the same brown wool to make a can body as thick as the body. Roll a small amount of brown wool into a thin strip. You can poke it a few times on the thin strip first, so that it won't easily fall apart. Along the bottom pattern, to poke out the letters. Use the same method to poke the other letters. little dark brown wool. Tear a little light brown wool and poke a gradient. Take a small amount of light brown wool and tear it. Poke the background along the bottom pattern. The thickness of wool, so that the white at the bottom is not exposed. Poke the junction neatly. And poke more wool on the edge of the outer circle. It's not easy to show white edges when framing. Tear a small amount of skin-colored wool. Use the same method to poke the background pattern. Compare with the reference picture. Alternate the two colors to poke the background. Take a little white wool and tear it. Refer to the reference picture for position. Poke out the raised stars. Gently poke the felt painting several times. Shrink the pinholes to reduce the fluff. Cut off the excess fluff with scissors. Measure the size of the back of the frame's wooden board. Cut off the excess felt painting. After cutting, it will be one circle larger than the bottom pattern. Place small accessories such as ingots and copper coins on the bottom of the frame. The small accessories have front and back sides. Pay attention to the orientation of the front. Put the felt sheet and backing board in the frame. Bend the buckle. The Fakishuiden felt painting is ready.